Hello students of class 9. See, this is your English literature textbook, Treasure Trove, a collection of ICC poems and short stories, right? Now today I am going to teach you poem number 3rd after BLENHEIM. See, this is poem number 4 after BLENHEIM. It's composed by Robert Southey, right? Now, first of all, I want to give a short introduction about the poet and also a brief story or summary of this poem. Okay. Yes, this poem composed by Robert Southey. Robert Southey was an English romantic poet. He was the poet laureate. That means court poet of his time. He wrote this poem in 1796 about the battle that took place in BLENHEIM, a village in southern Germany in 1704. It is an anti-war poem that sharply criticizes the destruction and death caused by war. The poet uses the simple narrative of a grandfather explaining to his two grandchildren his own suffering and the suffering of many others like him who were victim of the battle. The grandfather cannot give any good reason for war and can only repeat that it was a famous victory. Obviously, this was the propaganda that was indoctrinated in the common people. The poet wants to emphasize through the repetition of the line that wars are senseless, futile, and evil, and that in war there are no real winners. This is a powerful poem that echoes Wilfred Owen's famous quote, "The pity of war." This poem is a wake-up call to seek peaceful solution to all conflicts. Now, let's see about the poem. Here, after BLENHEIM, by Robert Southey brings out the horrors of war in a simple but ironic way. BLENHEIM is a small village in Bavaria, a battle known as the Battle of BLENHEIM was fought in 1704 in this village between the English and the Austrians on the one side and the French on the other side. The battle resulted in a grand victory of the English under the Duke of Marlborough. In this battle, thousands of men were killed. Women became widows and children became orphans. The battle called war caused much ruin and destruction. In the poem, written mostly in a dialogue form, the grandfather, old Caspar, called the Battle of BLENHEIM a great victory. He praises the heroism of English soldiers. His grandchildren, Wilhelm and Peterkin, who have discovered a human skull, fail to understand how a destructive war can be called a famous victory. The innocent searching questions of the children puzzle of the children puzzle the old man and evoke pity for the victims and hatred for the war. Now let's see the main points of the poem. Here, Peterkin, a boy, brought home a skull, human skull. His grandfather, old Casper, told him that it must be the skull of some person or soldier killed in the Battle of BLENHEIM. He further remarked that he also dug out many such skulls while plugging. During the time of his father, the Battle of BLENHEIM was fought. Thousands of people were killed, but it was a grand victory of the English. Wilhelmine, Peterkin's sister, commented that it was a wicked thing. Peterkin wanted to know that good came out of the war. Casper only remarked that he knew only that it was a great victory. He had no answer to the children's puzzling questions. Right? Okay, okay, students. Now, this is the introduction of this poem. Now, after this, in another video, I want to take up textbook of this poem after BLENHEIM, and also I want to explain the text of this poem. Okay.